The impact of these strikes is being felt far beyond the officers themselves. Families of inmates are left with growing concerns, wondering what's next for their loved ones. Trina Catterson spoke with family members tonight.
Marley, the effects are being felt on both sides of the bars. Officers are continuing to push for better working conditions, while families of inmates are growing increasingly worried, questioning how the strike is impacting those inside jails.
Well, he said to me yesterday that they're being treated like dogs. And I said, what do you mean you're being treated like dogs?
That concern is just one example of the many questions families have as they struggle to get information from their loved ones who are behind bars. Many of them say they've had little to no communication with inmates, leaving them in the dark about their well-being.
This past Sunday, I heard from him, and he told me that stuff was getting crazy. And I said, what do you mean by crazy? He goes, they're not letting us out very much. He says, but I guess there's a lot of stuff going down. And then I didn't hear nothing again from him until yesterday.
The inmate told her no one is being allowed out of their cells, meaning they haven't showered or attended rehabilitation programs. Another big issue, the meals. She says she learned the inmates are receiving meals much later than usual, and when they do, the portions are smaller and the quality is noticeably worse.
He said, we're not getting our meals on time. He says, we had brunch today. And I said, well, that's cool. He goes, no, we got it at 1 o'clock. And I said, oh, my goodness. I said, what'd you have? And he goes, like 3/4 of an ounce of cereal and a scoop of rice and a milk.
On top of food issues, medication mix-ups have been happening as well. The woman shared a story her loved one told her about his neighboring inmate.
He says they come over and, they told the guy that it was time for his insulin shot. And the guy next to me told him that he don't take insulin. He goes, so I haven't been taking my medicine. He goes, because I'm scared to take my medicine. I don't know if it's my medication or if it's the right medication.
The National Guard has since moved into several facilities to help the staffing situation. But this is not the first time they've assisted in a correctional officer strike. 1979 marked the first statewide prison walkout in New York. I spoke with my grandfather, Walter Cummings, who was on the ground as a National Guard member at a jail in Lower Manhattan.
It's a bit of a shock that this would happen again.
There are concerns the National Guard may not have proper training to handle something like this. However, Cummings says he felt fully prepared for the job 46 years ago.
You just go in there and everybody gets together and we do our thing. We're briefed on that. Not scared or anything. It's an everyday job.
This woman wanted to emphasize she is in full support of what the correctional officers are striking for, but she would like to see both sides come to an agreement before things get too out of hand. In the studio, Trina Catterson, News 4.